in a world where 25% of our population has now gone back to school, and in that world, it feels like 100% of us have gone back to school. We're all inundated with Target ads and Staples, and we see it, we understand it. We think, oh, it's back to school season. And yet, 75% of us don't have to deal with that. And yet, those 25% of that population, those little people, affect us. It's a cycle. So their emotional health, their germs they share, their ability to succeed affects the other 75%. I want to share with you today the most valuable thing you will ever learn. I am confident to tell you this, what I have to tell you, what I have to share with you, is so valuable. It will change your life. It will change your child's life. If everybody in the world learned this technique I'm about to share with you, bullying would be eradicated. Gun violence would be eradicated. I'm going to just say something so bold, but I'm going to say this. We don't need more gun control. We need trigger control. That's funny. Guns have triggers. Anyway, if everybody learned this, I have 2,600 of you watching. If each of you shared this and it just went viral, this would change our world. Triggers. What is a trigger? Many people know what a trigger is, but I'll just share with you. A trigger is an irrational response to a situation. And what I mean by irrational is your response does not fit the situation. Okay? For example, if I say something that you don't agree with, if I say, you know what? I think Boston is the best place in the whole wide world to live. I do, and it is. If I say that, and you say, no, it's not. Texas is the best place. Oh my God, how could she think that? That doesn't fit the situation, does it? So your response, I triggered something in you to create a feeling of anger, frustration. See what I'm saying? I use a very silly example to drive home a true point. Today, as you go through your life, what I'd love for you to do is really just have a look at like, okay, yes, triggers. I am responding in a way that does not match the situation. In other words, if I said Boston is the best place to live, everyone should live here, but then here's me, oh my God, where would everybody live? But I would say that, and if you don't agree, say, I don't agree, Texas is, and we both move on, we both part our separate ways, okay? If you are being triggered, now there are a lot of triggers that are far more serious that I'm not gonna discuss here. That's what my Essentially Free group is, trauma, abuse, all of these things, PTSD. Children have these, by the way. This is why I'm so passionate about saying, teach your child what I'm about to say. Have them watch this video. I promise you I will keep this PG for those of you with children with tender ears that don't live in Boston. There are 3 simple steps that you can learn, that you can teach them, and you don't need essential oils to do this. Why we use essential oils is because it sticks. The memory recall is far quicker, and it goes a lot faster. You move through the trigger so much faster. However, if you are anti-essential oils, or you think they're whatever, I don't even know what you would think, but if you don't have them with you, or you don't want to be that family that sends your child with a crap ton of essential oils, then you can teach them to do this. without it. And I have news for you. You probably would be wise to help your child understand, and for you to understand when we use words like, I need my oils, I can't live without your oils. That's actually a lie. You're telling your mind a lie. You can't live without air. You can't live without breathing. Your oils are a delightful helper. You choose not to. See the difference? So when we change our brain around, now we can process things better. We can accept that I can work through triggers with or without my oils. I love doing it with oils. It works so much quicker and the response is powerful, let's be real. But I don't need them. I don't need them. I'm not an addict. So, step 1. What we want to do is ask your child, how do you want to respond when you are feeling a ways? When you're feeling off about something, when you have a response that does not match the situation. I'll give you an example. My son, one of the reasons why we pulled him out of public school to homeschool him is because at the time we did not realize he had been on the Asperger's spectrum. I say had been, and meant somebody needs to hear this, is because we believe that he is not on that spectrum anymore. We choose to not claim that over his life. We choose to speak only health and vitality and thriving over him. However, at that moment he was, and I did not know and I did not understand. So in school, when he was in the 2nd grade, he had a paper here. His friend's paper touched it. He lost his mind, freaked out, started yelling. Would you all agree that that is an unreasonable response to a friend's paper touching his? But what was happening is there was just a buildup of stress and tension and upset. Something else was going on. In that situation, you teach your child, okay, if someone's paper touches yours, if you have a situation where you're feeling a little extra stressed and you are feeling like you are about to lose your mind, what do you want to see happen? How would you like to respond? You can do this with little people, guys. My little Selah understands a trigger. So how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel happy or sad? Easy, simple words. We don't have to get all complicated. Okay, they say, I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel happy. Great. Step 2, breathe. Teach your child to breathe. Teach your child to breathe. Teach yourself to breathe. Right now, all of you watching, I guarantee are breathing from here. That is wrong. You are breathing nothing but carbon dioxide. You're suffocating your brain. So many of you just went, no, I'm not. Yeah, you were until I said that. So what we're going to do, look, everybody sit up, okay? Doesn't that feel good? Did you see where I came from my belly? The problem is centuries ago, some psychopath decided that women should have these scrawny little waists, and it has carried over. Well, now we don't wear corsets, but we try to look like we do. So we suck it in and we don't breathe. Which is so stupid. That's not how God designed our bodies. Have you ever noticed that a baby has that belly? Well, it's for balance, but they're also belly breathing. They weren't taught to hold in their bellies. They weren't taught to shallow breathe. The other thing is when we're being triggered, we automatically, because when you're being triggered, your body and your brain are going, you know what? I need to get the hell out of here. Oh, sorry, I was going to keep it PG. In our house, that's like G. But in any case, your body is saying, I have to run. I have to head for the hills. So we start to shallow breathe so that you can run physically. So you can literally run. When you're being triggered, there is no need to run. So the first part is we learn to breathe. We're triggered, we go for a count of 4 and we exhale. Count of 4. Teach your child to breathe. Teach yourself to breathe. Breathe from here. What happens is you slow your heart rate down. That fight or flight response stops. Your adrenals quiet down because you're breathing. You're saying to your brain, I'm safe because I'm breathing slowly. So step 2 then, as you are breathing, right, is we ground. Put your feet on the floor, feet apart. You're breathing, you're standing your ground, scripture's clear. Stand firm, be immovable, be unshakable. Tell your baby, tell your child, plant your feet like a tree. Stand there. They might even put their hands on their hips. The person who's triggering, let's say they're on the playground, that person might go, oh, their gloves are about to come off. They're not. They're just grounding themselves so they stay firm and strong and they're breathing. Okay, step 3. We're going to go back to how do we want to respond. So as we're breathing in, as we're standing firm, we are picturing, okay, I want peace in this situation. So we're breathing in peace, we're exhaling peace. We're letting our bodies be guided in peace, we're exhaling peace. What you need to understand is what we think about in our conscious mind goes to the subconscious, okay? The subconscious has no choice but to accept what the conscious mind puts in. It's just science. And then the subconscious mind causes the body to respond in a physical way. When you are triggered, many times your breath will become shallow, your breath to fight or flight, right? Your hands become sweaty, maybe start shaking. That's a physical response because the subconscious mind just was like, okay, something's freaking me out, I've got to run. And so now the adrenaline is going. And when you have too much adrenaline and you're not getting it out, what happens? We start shaking. Our voice becomes wobbly. We don't know what to do. We're just like, argh. But there's power in the pause. You'll notice I'm pausing a lot in this. And it's powerful. I'm making you listen. I'm making you hang on my words by going, if your child is being triggered, particularly at school, and they have been taught to breathe really deep, stand firm, breathing in, being led by peace, exhaling peace, their body is going to walk out in peace. See how this happens? Now, they're in control. They're powerful. They may be able to look at the situation and say, oh, well, yeah, okay, this situation has nothing to do with what's going on. Our children will rise up to the level of expectation we have for them. That is why at 4 years old, I have taught my daughter to breathe. That is why my children have subsequently had less and less tantrums. It's not because I'm an amazing mom. I've just used the tools that God's given me to speak into my children's life, to teach them, breathe. Or else we'll say, I'm sensing you're being triggered. What's going on? Let's breathe together. Let's exhale together. Let's grab our oils. In this process, if you want to choose to use essential oils, grab something that's strong. I love cedarwood. Grab a high frequency oil, something like rose, Idaho blue spruce if you're in Canada. Just breathe that in. Let those oils oxygenate your brain. Let it help the oxygen that's already in your body. I can assure you, if you make this a daily practice, and remember, it does take practice, you do not prepare for war in times of war. The military prepares for it in times of peace. So you go and do likewise. When your child is at home and they're in a safe space and they're with you and you guys just, let's practice our breathing right now. Let's just sit, not like this. We talked about that. Side by side. Okay, ready? We're going to breathe together. And we breathe in and we exhale. Let them do that. Let them picture peace. Let them picture joy. Let them picture something happy. If you teach your child this, I can assure you their year will be radically different. Your year will be radically different. They very likely can change their environment just by their response. Dream with me. Imagine creating an impact of powerful children in our country, permeating into our world, into other nations. Wouldn't it be incredible if we saw far less shootings? Wouldn't it be incredible if children weren't afraid to go to school because they weren't being bullied by a bully who is being triggered by something else? Wouldn't it be amazing if we weren't fighting about gun control versus gun control? We're like, whatever, do whatever the hell you want with your guns. I'm going to just sit here and breathe. You know I'm right. And I know I'm right. Like I said, this is the most powerful, the most valuable information you will hear. So go take it and go teach it to your child. Have a good day, everyone.